If you're looking for cheap, safe, and reliable MT, make sure you go check out my new sponsor, safembamt.com. Use code JC2K for 5% off and go build that God Squad you always wanted. Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking every single invincible card in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM from worst to best. There's 15 invincible cards currently in my team. I'm not including Moses Malone and Blake Griffin because I haven't seen gameplay with those cards, so I don't really know what their animations are going to look like, what their jumpers are going to look like on Very Quick, all that, how those cards are going to perform on the court. So it's hard for me to rank them without seeing any gameplay with them. But every other card in this list has been out for at least a little bit of time, and we know how good they are. And so for that reason, I think I can rank them pretty accurately from number 1 to number 15. So before we hop into this video, if you haven't, make sure you hit that subscribe button, help us push towards the 2,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I really appreciate all the recent support, and without further ado, let's hop right into it. Take a look at these cards. So number 15, I don't think this is any surprise, and I'm sorry, I know it's DPG's favorite player, but we got Allen Iverson. AI is 6 foot with a 6'3" wingspan, 165 pounds. Comes with hotspots everywhere, 61 Hall of Fame badges, 2 gold badges. Comes with Hall of Fame Showtime, every shooting badge, every playmaking badge, every defensive badge, but he doesn't have post-move lockdown or rim protector. Immediately, those are badges are going to jump at you, especially when you're 6 foot tall. He is just so small at this point in the game that even with all these perfect stats and all these perfect badges, this card is not a good card in my team right now. You're not going to run this card in any sort of competitive setting and have any success. He's got great dribble sigs, great jumper, all that. And as we'll see with every one of these cards, they're all basically perfect. They all come with almost every single badge. But him missing those interior badges and being super short holds him back from being any higher than the worst invincible card on this list. Now, coming in at the number 14 position, the second worst invincible card in my team, I have to give that honor to James Harden. And as some of y'all know, if y'all know me well, I don't love James Harden in real life, but that has nothing to do with why I rank him this low. 6'5" with 6'10" wingspan at the shooting guard or point guard position. So first thing, he's a little bit undersized. That's not going to help him. Hotspots everywhere in 61 hops, including every single key Hall of Fame badge. Does come with steady shooter. Again, hurts him on courage, and you don't want that. Comes with gold rim protector, gold post move lockdown. You'd love to see those on Hall of Fame, but at least he has them on gold. But that again hurts him a little bit. Stats are amazing. We don't even really need to look at stats for any of these cards. But the James Harden release on Very Quick isn't that good. It's really not. I know he's the only card who has it. It's a lefty release. It's kind of slow. It's easy to green, but it's not fast for a Very Quick release. It's not a particularly good release. And as an already undersized card who doesn't have elite defensive animations, he's just not that good. This card is another one of those guys who I would not recommend running in a competitive setting, despite the fact that he's an invincible card, simply because I just don't think this card is all that good at this point in the year. Number 13 is Mr. Tim Duncan, who again, I think is slightly better than the other two, but again, not that good. 6'11" with a 7'2" wingspan, hotspots everywhere in 61 hoffs, including Showtime, every single key Hall of Fame badge, again, except for handles for days, ankle breaker. Those are the 2 main Hall of Fame badges that you'd like to see on him that he doesn't have. Great stats as always, but his jumper's gross. The Tim Duncan jumper is not a pretty jumper at all. It's easy to green, but it's slow. It's kind of herky-jerky. It's easily baited. Great dribble sticks, obviously, but his jumper is the thing that holds him back from being an elite card, because when you have a jumper as slow as Tim Duncan's at this point in the game, it is hard to play you in any sort of competitive setting. At number 12, I believe it's number 12, we have Oscar Robertson, who I think is a slightly better version of James Harden. He's 6'5" with a 6'8" wingspan. They have very similar player builds, hotspots everywhere in 62 hoffs. He comes with similarly gold rim protector and post move lockdown. Only gold handles for days, which surprises me considering he's a point guard. You'd love to see that on Hall of Fame, but I don't think these hurt him quite that much, simply because he's got great stats. But the thing about Oscar is he's got a much better jumper than Harden. This jumper is super smooth, super consistent, super easy to green. I like this jumper a lot, and that benefits him a lot, in my opinion. Also, he does come with Hall of Fame steady shooter just like Harden, but I think because his jumper is better and I feel like he has slightly better defensive animations, it puts him above a guy like James Harden and Allen Iverson, and makes him the number 12 best invincible card in the game. Now, number 11, we have Kevin Garnett, another guy who, similarly to Tim Duncan, I just don't like that much because of his release, but his release is definitely better than Tim Duncan's. That being said, he's 6'11", 7'2" wingspan. They have very similar player models. 61 hoffs, again, comes with every key Hall of Fame badge that you'd want. He does come with ankle breaker and handles for days on hoff, which is nice. None of these other playmaking badges are crucial, in my opinion, to have on Hall of Fame. Elite stats, as always. Set shot 14 is another one of those kind of gross jumpers. It's on Nikola Jokic as well. I don't like this jumper at all. It also makes you step in from the corners a lot and step on the line. The 3-point line, shoot a lot of 2s, which is annoying, but he's got good dribble sigs, obviously. The jumper is definitely smoother and easier to, well, maybe not even easier to green, but definitely smoother and quicker, much less baited than Tim Duncan's jumper, which is what pushes him slightly above Tim Duncan. But again, this is another card that I honestly would not recommend running because he is nowhere near worth his price. Number 10, I believe, is Mr. Dwight Howard. And Dwight is kind of that next tier. We got through those first 5 guys. This Dwight is, I think, starts the next tier of like the really usable invincible cards. I still don't think he's an elite card even at his position on current gen, but he's 6'11" with 7'4" wingspan, decent player, build hotspots everywhere, and 66 hoffs. Only missing ankle breaker and handles for days in terms of Hall of Fame badges you'd like on, or gold badges that you'd like on Hall of Fame. Again, amazing stats. Dwight Howard, released on very quick, is a much better release than those other 2 releases, in my opinion. Still not a good release, but it is consistently easy to green, and it's a little bit faster than those than Tim Duncan's release, and it's easier to green than Kevin Garnett's, which helps him. And I feel like he also has better defensive animations and better athleticism. He just feels faster than a guy like Kevin Garnett, which definitely I think helps push him to that next level and make him a much more usable card. And at this point, I think every single one of the invincible cards from here on out are at least usable and pretty solid in a competitive setting. At number 9, we have Kobe Bryant, who was the best shooting guard in the game when he came out, and still obviously a super fun card, super good card to use as well, but he's a little bit undersized, and that's the issue with him and the next card that we'll see on this list that holds him back a little bit. But that being said, he's 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan, hotspots everywhere, and 60 hoffs. Only missing rebound chaser, rim protector, and post move lockdown is gold badges that you'd want on Hoff. Kobe, release on very quick, is a great release, not the best release in the game, but it's one of the better ones. Pro 3 behind the back and Pro 2 size up, great dribble 6, obviously. Another super elite card. Kobe is a very good shooting guard in the game, just not quite as good as several of the other invincible shooting guards that we have so far, and one of those is Michael Jordan. And the thing that I will say about MJ and Kobe is they are incredibly close. MJ is 6'6" with a 6'11" wingspan. He has better defensive animations than Kobe, which helps him. Also 63 hoffs, comes with Hall of Fame, rim protector, rebound chaser, and post move lockdown, which Kobe did not have. Isn't missing any of those key badges otherwise, so he's got better badges. I like his jumper just as much as Kobe's. MJ release on very quick is super smooth, easy to green, and consistent. Same dribble 6 in Pro 2 and Pro 3. He's basically Kobe, just feels slightly bigger on the court, slightly better defense animations, and comes with those crucial interior badges that Kobe doesn't have, and that pushes him to the next level over Kobe, in my personal opinion. Now, the next card on this list, we have Magic Johnson, who I think is basically, in all honesty, the enshrined version, just slightly better. 63 hoff, 6'9" with 7' wingspan, hotspots everywhere, obviously. Every single key Hall of Fame badge in the game. He's not missing a crucial Hall of Fame badge, in my opinion. Comes with amazing stats as always. The magic jumper on very quick is kind of gross, definitely holds him back from being any higher on this list, but he's a 6'9" point guard with every single key Hall of Fame badge. He moves incredibly fast, he's one of the fastest cards off the burst in the game, with amazing dribble 6, can even curry slide at 6'9" because he weighs 220 pounds. He's an elite card. If he had a better jumper, this would be a top 2 or 3 point guard in the game, but in my personal opinion, he's just not quite that good because his jumper holds him back just a tiny bit. That being said, still a great card. At the number 6 position on best invincible cards in the game, we have Tracy McGrady, in my personal opinion. T-Mac is 6'8" with 7'2" wingspan, big player, builds 210 pounds, 60 hoffs, and hotspots everywhere, including Showtime. Every key Hall of Fame badge except for rim protector. Comes with steady shooter, unfortunately, which would be nice if he didn't have that, but he has every other key Hall of Fame badge. He's 6'8" at the shooting guard position, really nice jumper. Trey Burke release on very quick, Pro 2 size up, can curry slide, and Pro 3 behind the back. T-Mac's always great in 2K. The only thing about T-Mac that prevents him from being higher on this list than a couple of the other shooting guards on this list is the fact that he gets a lot of load ups when he shoots, and I feel like he shoots a lot of full bars as well, which is very frustrating because if he was a more consistent shooter, greened a little bit more consistently, and didn't get the load ups that he gets, which causes his timing to be thrown off, I think he'd be a potentially top 3 invincible card in the game. But number 6 ain't bad at all. At number 5, we have a guy who goes against all logic in Dwayne Wade because he's only 6'4". But this card is so good. He has incredible defense animations. The best animations for anybody 6'4" and under in the game by far. He gets so many crazy contests and blocks. Also a 6'10" wingspan, a big player, builds 60 hoffs and hotspots everywhere, including every Hall of Fame badge, again, except for post move lockdown and rim protector. Elite stats as always. The Dwayne Wade release on very quick though sets him apart because it is so smooth and easy to green with. Coupled with the Dwayne Wade upper, I think this might be the best jumper in the game. I think there's an argument to be made that the lower and upper combination of Dwayne Wade might be the best jumper in the game right now. There's an argument, and maybe not for sure, but it's definitely up there. Pro 2 size of curry slide, Pro 3 behind the back as always. This card moves amazingly. I know he's only 6'4", but he plays elite defense that a 6'4" player typically would not play. I don't know. There's just something about Dwayne Wade that pushes him to that next level, and I think he truly is a top 5 invincible card in the game. He is that good, even at 6'4". Like, he's the only small point guard that I think can still be used in a competitive setting in this game. At number 4, we have Luka Doncic, who is free. If you don't have Luka, please go get him. They've made him easy to get this season. 6'7" with 6'8" wingspan, hotspots everywhere, and 60 Hall of Fame badges, including Showtime. Again, every single key Hall of Fame badge except for post move lockdown and rim protector. That's kind of a theme on guards. Hotspots amazing stats as always, unsurprisingly. And Dante Exum released on very quick, super green, one of the best releases in the game again. Pro 2 size up, Pro 1 behind the back, which isn't bad. But he's 6'7" at the point guard position with the Exum base and the ability to move and groove. He has great defense animations as well. Luka plays remarkably good defense in this game. Just an exceptional card. I think there's an argument to be made that he is a top 3 invincible card in the game. I just put him at number 4 because there's another guy who I actually used recently again and had kind of forgotten how good he is. And at number 3 is that guy, Kevin Durant, who, despite the fact that his release is hard to green, is so good. 6'10" shooting guard position with a 7'4" wingspan, so he's a mismatched nightmare in terms of his size. Hotspots everywhere in 61 HOFs, and he comes with every key Hall of Fame badge. None of his gold badges need to be upgraded HOF. No steady shooter as well. Elite defensive stats at every layer. As always, KD release on very quick is super smooth, quick, and easy to get off. It's a little bit tough to green, and that is what prevents him from being, in my opinion, I think he could be the second best invincible card in the game if he had a slightly better release, but he's still amazing. He gets amazing dunk animations, amazing defensive animations, Pro 2 size up, Pro 3 behind the back at 6'10" shooting guard. He is a mismatch nightmare. This card is a monster. If you have KD, enjoy using him because he is an absolute stud in this game. And then at number 2, we have Mr. Bill Russell, who's another free card. Luka and Bill. If you don't have Luka Doncic and Bill Russell on your team, you need to get those 2 cards because they are both free and they are both some of the best cards in the game. And Bill is 6'10" with a 7'4" wingspan at the power forward position. I highly recommend starting him at power forward. I think he's still the best power forward in the game right now. Hotspots everywhere in 61 HOFs. Again, not missing a single key Hall of Fame badge unless you, Deadeye and Flexible, but he, with the Ray Allen base that he has, it doesn't really matter. Amazing stats as always. This card is the only card in the game, or the closest card in the game, I should say, to all 99 stats, with only a 98 shot 3 and a 98 speed with the ball. It's the only non-99 stats. Also has the Ray Allen base, which his jumper is one of the best jumpers in the game. Again, Ray Allen base, 98, and Exum are kind of like those 3 god tier releases, and 98 is the same as Dwayne Wade. So he's got one of those god tier releases at the power forward position. Pro 2 size up, Pro 1 behind the back is solid, and with his amazing badges, his 6'10" size at the power forward position, and his elite stats, this card is just so good. The best invincible big man in the game, in my opinion, by a significant margin. And then coming in at number 1, I don't think it's any surprise, the best card in the game right now, Mr. LeBron James. LeBron was already a great card when we got other LeBrons this year, but the fact that they gave him Dante Exum base is the craziest thing ever. His jumper went from very mediocre to amazing. He can now shoot from corners. He's super green and consistent. Pro 2 size up, Pro 3 behind the back, Pro 2 between the legs. He's a stud. Also comes with every single key Hall of Fame badge, literally not missing a single key Hall of Fame badge. 99, 98, and 97 stats on everything with that amazing release, amazing dribble sigs. This is the best card in the game right now. LeBron has a wide player build, elite defensive animations, a ton of unblockable dunks. He's, in my opinion, him and Ben Simmons are the 2 players who get blocked the least in terms of dunking in the game. Just an exceptional card. This LeBron James is so good. The fact they gave him Dante Exum base is a bit overpowered, and I think there's a very good chance he starts at my small forward position until the end of the year because he is that good. That being said, that is my list. I'm going to go rack over it real quickly and just read from the bottom to the top of who I think the top 15 of it will, how I would rank all of the invincible cards in the game right now. At number 15, we have Allen Iverson. At number 14, we have James Harden. Then Tim Duncan, Oscar Robertson, Kevin Garnett, Dwight Howard at number 10, Kobe, MJ, Magic, T-Mac, Dwayne Wade at number 5, Luka at number 4, KD at 3, Bill Russell at 2, and LeBron James at number 1. And I think LeBron is the best card in the game currently. So that is going to do it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that like button, leave me a comment as well, and let me know what you thought of my list. It was obviously my opinion, as with every other list and ranking video that I've ever made, but let me know who you think I ranked too high or too low out of these invincible cards, and what your favorite invincible card in the game is right now. And also make sure to subscribe if you haven't already to help push towards the 2,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I really appreciate all the recent support, and I'll be back with more 2K content very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.